When the hell did comedy movies go from this?
Dad, this is Doug, a guy that I'm dating.
The fuck? Ready to go. Spread your shit. Pussies on the pavement, fellas. Come on.
Fine, fuck it. I'm calling the fucking
Back up, girl. You just violate her with your penis, Michael.
Love it.
No.
Shit, are you just getting laid?
To this.
This is some sort of TikTok prank. I'm about to lose my shit.
5 hours on a plane or 33 hours in the car?
Can someone unlock the car, please?
The police are here, and they're saying that you bought alcohol for minors.
In Europe, the drinking age is like 10.
It went from every comedy movie being a massive hit to every comedy movie just being shit. But why is that? When taking a look back at comedies from the early 2000s up until 2014, there was this specific feeling and style and comedic tone that each one of them carried, as opposed to now, where comedy films just feel disingenuous, not authentic, and they're just trying super hard to try to please every audience.
And when we say that modern movies look clean or fake, we're not necessarily saying they look bad, they're technically perfect. Perfectly exposed, perfectly focused, perfectly lit. You see, big studios avoid risk, and I believe that this plays into a big part of why modern movies look the way they do. Indie filmmakers seem to have a vision that drives their art regardless of a big paycheck, which is why we see more soul in independent films than we do out of bigger blockbusters.
But it's also simply that production studios have just changed their idea of what they think is funny. No one is reciting one-liners in modern films like they used to.
I am McLovin.
My name is Jeff. Does he look like a bitch?
There are no longer any real prominent cultural references when it comes to these films. Going back to the political correctness in films, it is apparent that this is one of the most significant changes, but I disagree with people saying that it's the reason why these modern films just aren't funny. When thinking back to my favorite scenes from the best comedies, not any of them are even about anything controversial.
We chat online for like 2 hours every day, so I guess you could say things are getting pretty serious.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm Mr. Bennett. I'm Reggie.
Sensitivity and viewership has come to a point where studios are too scared to even attempt to create something that could be perceived as controversial. So they overcompensate by making every film safe to watch by every audience, which results in a formula to something that ultimately just doesn't work and it's just not funny.
There has become a thing that's gone on, it seems like in this, especially this last year, where ideology is more important than art.
Way more, certainly to the awards.
Yeah. And it's just, it's like, ideology
Right.
trumps art.
And then-
Ideology
Right.
trumps individual
Terrible.
effort. Ideology trumps good. Ideology trumps entertaining.
There are other arguments as to why the comedy genre is dying. Well, I mean, honestly, could even be considered dead already. Some examples are not being able to compete with movies that are extremely hyped up and working with $100 million budgets. And streaming services have already almost completely taken over. Modern day films are also notorious for blending film genres together, meaning that instead of just an action movie, it's going to be a comedy and action movie.
What are you doing? I'm distracting you, you big turd blossom.
The real question is, what are those?
Either way, I guess these are the questions. Will the comedy genre be resurrected? I personally would love to see comedies make a comeback. Sometimes I just like to take a break from the deep dramas or action movies. I miss all the one-liners and lines that all my friends and I used to be able to recite. Is it too much to ask for this to return? I'm not sure exactly. Right now, the market is oversaturated with many history and period pieces that I think people are going to start to get bored of. Films and the taste and audience's preferences are always changing, and I think all the major films are going to be totally different very soon. When that happens, comedy might take over again, or it might be something else. But whatever it may be, I do think at some point, maybe not soon, but at some point, comedies will be on top again.